Hey YouTube, it's Chris from Technology Answers, and I'm going to be showing you today my absolute favorite top 5 apps. And I'm going to start off with number 5, which is air hockey. Pretty much, it's just a virtual version of your regular known air hockey, which is commonly found in arcades. And it is free in the App Store. It's going to give you a whole bunch of options, 3 options, 1 player, 2 player, or Bluetooth 2 player, and I'm just going to show you 1 player, and it has different levels of difficulty. I'm going to pick medium, and it has a choice of 1 or 2 pucks, so I'll pick 1. So pretty much it moves around just like you were holding it, only with your finger, and the computer actually reacts to your movement, and it'll actually hit back with more difficulty according to the level of difficulty you have chosen. And that's pretty much the basics of it. It's very addicting and you can play it for hours and it's still fun. So I'll move on to number 4, which I chose as Tap Tap Radiation. This is also free in the App Store. Okay, so it's going to start off on a home page, and you have a choice of new game, freestyle, or the store. New game is pretty much you choose your music, and they have a choice of different selections, and you can buy music that you like inside the store they have. And pretty much if you pick one, like, I don't know, pick a random one. And it has different levels of difficulty. And some of them only have 1 level of difficulty, some of them have 4. It really varies depending on the song. So I'll pick medium on this one, just so you could see the format. So it starts off with 3 circles, and it's pretty much similar to It's very similar to the original Tap Tap games, only in a wider format, and the circles actually start moving around, which is kind of interesting. It kind of varies the game, makes it a little bit harder. And I'm going to move on to the next game, which I chose as Mini Gore. This, I believe, is around $4 or $5 in the App Store, can't remember which. And it's pretty much a shooter game, which I'm going to press resume because I was on a previous game. And pretty much you just shoot at these, I don't know what they really are, they're kind of like monkeys. And he kind of shouts out random things. And each one of them has a different animation as they get destroyed. Some of them have like fireballs around them. Some of them are very large and they get broken up into small pieces. So yeah, you can imagine you get different weapons and it's very addicting, so I would recommend purchasing this just because it's worth the amount of money you pay in the App Store. And the next game that I chose is going to be Harbor Master. This game was free in the App Store, and pretty much I only have 1 map, but you can purchase other maps if you really wanted to, but I think 1 is enough just because of how hard the game is. So pretty much it starts you off on this island, and there's going to be ships coming, and you have to match up the ships with their color. Once the ships ding, then that means they're done, and you can move them out of their harbor, which makes it very difficult to control this. And as you can see, it's even difficult for me to keep up with what this thing is doing, so you can imagine when a whole bunch of ships start flooding into this place, it's pretty much impossible. So yeah, you can purchase other maps, and I'm not really sure why, just because you're just varying the different areas in which the ports are, so you can imagine the possibilities with this thing. It's very similar to the airplane one, where you have to park the airplanes in the airports. So it's just with ships, basically. And if they crash together, then you lose. And the #1 game I chose was G-Wars Touch. And if you love arcade games like I do, this is a absolute amazing game by Activision. This was $10 in the App Store, by the way. And you have a choice from single player and multiplayer. You can see your achievements, and if you're in internet range, you have leaderboards, and you have also help and options. Okay, so it's gonna show you a whole bunch of different features, a whole bunch of different games. Pretty much each game varies on what you do. Some of them have time, and you're supposed to kill as many people, as many ships as you want. And the more ships you get, then the more points you get. Some of them you have to kill the most. You have to just survive. And some of them, the difficulty keeps increasing as it goes on. So I'll just show you an example. I'll click on Deadline. It comes up like this, and it's pretty much like a virtual joystick. You get to, one is the shooting control and one is the movement control. And different ships, or I don't really know what they are, they're shapes. They do different things, like some of them go straight, some of them will follow you, some of them will just stay in place, and it makes everything really, really interesting. And it's also one of the hardest games I've ever played, just because if anything touches you, you lose. Which also is just plain unfair, but it's very, very addictive, and you can play it seriously for hours, just like any other of the games I mentioned. That's why I mentioned them for this list, just because they're some of the games that never get old. And yep, that's my top 5 app countdown. And tune in later. I'm going to be showing the top regular apps, even though those are just games, but I'll show you some of the other cool apps that are featured. And until next time, this was Chris from Tech Answers.